You're rolling on the throttle, ready to make a pass, you click up into fourth gear and nothing happens. Or worse, the transmission makes a grinding noise that makes you wince. Or maybe your bike shifts fine 90% of the time, but that other 10%, it clunks like you're dropping a toolbox. These aren't just annoying quirks you learn to live with. They're symptoms of specific problems, and most of them are fixable without tearing apart your transmission. But here's the thing nobody mentions. Good shifting isn't just about the gearbox. It's a dance between the clutch, the shift linkage, the transmission itself, and most importantly, your technique. Fix the wrong thing, and you'll still have the problem. So, let's diagnose this properly. Let's start with the most common complaint. The transmission slips out of gear. You're cruising in fifth, hit a bump, and suddenly you're in neutral with the engine revving. This specific symptom points to a few likely culprits. The shift forks inside the transmission might be worn. These are the metal fingers that physically move the gear dogs into engagement. After tens of thousands of miles, they wear down, can't hold the gears fully engaged, and under load or vibration, the gears pop out. If this is your problem, you're looking at opening the transmission. Not a simple fix, but it's definitive. But before you assume you need transmission surgery, check something simpler, your shift lever return spring. Many bikes have a spring that returns the shift lever to center after each shift. If that spring is weak or broken, the shift drum might not be rotating fully into the next gear detent. You end up between gears or not fully engaged. This feels like the transmission is slipping out, but it's actually never fully getting into gear in the first place. Check that spring, check that the shift lever moves freely and returns to center positively. This is a $50 part that might save you a $1,000 transmission repair. Now let's talk about false neutrals. You're shifting from first to second and suddenly you hit neutral, even though you definitely didn't click into the neutral position. This is infuriating in traffic, and it's usually caused by one of three things. First possibility, you're not completing the shift. Motorcycle transmissions need decisive, complete shifts. If you're being too gentle or tentative with the shift lever, the shift drum doesn't fully rotate and you land between gears. The solution isn't to baby the shifter, it's to be more deliberate. Quick, firm shifts with full lever travel. Second possibility, your clutch isn't fully disengaging. When you pull the clutch lever, the clutch plates should separate completely, allowing the transmission to shift without load. If there's drag, if the plates aren't separating cleanly, the shift dogs have to overcome that resistance, and sometimes they don't fully engage. This brings us to clutch adjustment, which is critical and often overlooked. Your clutch cable has both lever end adjustment and engine end adjustment. Check your manual for the proper free play specification, usually measured at the lever. Too much free play and the clutch doesn't fully disengage. Too little and the clutch slips under power. Here's how to check if your clutch is the problem. Put the bike on a stand with the rear wheel off the ground, engine running in gear. Pull the clutch lever. The rear wheel should stop almost immediately. If it keeps spinning for several seconds or doesn't stop at all, your clutch isn't disengaging. Adjust the cable first. If adjustment doesn't fix it, your clutch plates might be warped, stuck together from old oil, or the clutch basket might have grooves worn into it, preventing smooth movement. Third cause of false neutrals, worn shift drum detents. The shift drum has indents that the detent arm clicks into, holding the drum in position for each gear. Over time, these wear smooth. The detent can't hold firmly, and under vibration or load, the drum can drift slightly out of position. You end up between gears. This requires opening the engine cases to replace the shift drum or the detent components. It's internal work, but it's not as invasive as a full transmission rebuild.
Let's address hard shifting or notchy shifts. You have to really muscle the shift lever to get it to move, or it shifts fine when stationary but gets stiff under load. First check, oil. When was the last time you changed it? What type are you using? Motorcycles with wet clutches, which is most of them, need oil that's rated for both the engine and the transmission. If you're using automotive oil with friction modifiers, those additives can make the clutch slip and can affect shift quality. Use motorcycle-specific oil with the right JSO rating. For most bikes, that's JSO MA or MA2. Old oil, even if it's the right type, breaks down and loses its lubricating properties. If you're past your service interval, change your oil before you start chasing mechanical problems. I've seen hard shifting disappear completely after a simple oil change because the old oil had turned to sludge and was creating drag in the transmission. Shift linkage is another common cause of hard or inconsistent shifting. The shift lever connects to the shift shaft with a splined connection, and there's usually a linkage or direct connection depending on your bike. Check for play in this connection. If the splines are worn, the lever might be moving without fully rotating the shift shaft. You'll feel like you're shifting, but nothing happens, or you have to move the lever excessively to get a shift. Pull the shift lever off and inspect the splines on both the lever and the shaft. If they're rounded off or worn, replace them. The shift shaft seal can also cause problems. If it's leaking, dirt and grime get into the shift mechanism. If it's too tight, it creates resistance. Check for oil seepage around the shift shaft. If you see oil, that seal needs replacement. While you're there, make sure the shift shaft itself isn't bent. A bent shift shaft will bind and create inconsistent shift feel. Now let's talk about clutch slip, which people often confuse with transmission problems. True clutch slip feels like this. You roll on the throttle, the engine revs increase, but the bike doesn't accelerate proportionally. The engine and transmission are disconnected because the clutch plates are slipping against each other instead of gripping firmly. This happens in higher gears under load, especially 4th, 5th, or 6th gear when you're accelerating hard. Clutch slip has a few causes. Most obvious, worn clutch plates. Clutches have friction plates and steel plates stacked alternately. The friction material wears down over time and miles. If you've got 50,000 miles on original clutch plates and you're experiencing slip, they're probably due for replacement. But before you order new plates, check your adjustment again. A clutch cable that's too tight, with no free play at the lever, can prevent the clutch from fully engaging even when you think you've released the lever. Another cause of clutch slip is oil contamination. If someone put automotive oil in your bike, the friction modifiers in that oil make the clutch plate slip. Drain it, refill with proper motorcycle oil, and the problem might resolve after a few heat cycles as the old oil works its way out of the clutch plates. Sometimes the plates need replacement if they've been contaminated too long. Clutch spring tension matters too. The springs that squeeze the clutch pack together lose tension over time. If your bike's seen a lot of miles or a lot of clutch abuse, weak springs might not be clamping the plates together with enough force. You can sometimes feel this by pulling the clutch lever. If it feels unusually light or easy to pull, the springs might be weak. Replace them when you replace the friction plates. Let's address slow or delayed shifts. You click the shifter and there's a hesitation before the shift actually happens. This is often technique related. Motorcycle transmissions shift best under light load. If you're hard on the throttle and try to shift without rolling off or using the clutch, you're asking the shift dogs to overcome a lot of resistance. The shift will be slow, harsh, or might not happen at all. The proper technique: roll off the throttle slightly, pull the clutch just enough to unload the transmission, shift decisively, release the clutch, and roll back on. This should take less than a second and become automatic with practice. Quick shifters have changed this equation for modern sport bikes, allowing full throttle upshifts by momentarily cutting ignition. But most bikes don't have quick shifters, and even bikes that do still benefit from proper technique on downshifts.
Speaking of downshifts, jerky or clunky downshifts are normal to some extent. You're shifting from a higher gear to a lower gear, which means higher RPM at the same road speed. If there's a big RPM difference between gears, the shift will be abrupt. The solution is rev matching or blipping the throttle. As you downshift, give the throttle a quick blip to raise the engine RPM to match what it'll be in the lower gear. This smooths the shift dramatically. It takes practice, but once you get it, downshifts become buttery smooth. Some bikes are just clunky shifting into first gear from neutral. That's often normal. The transmission goes from completely disengaged to engaged, and there's always going to be some clunk. You can minimize it by pulling in the clutch, waiting a second for everything to stop spinning, then shifting into first. The pause lets the clutch plates and input shaft slow down, reducing the impact when first gear engages. Here's a diagnostic process to follow when you have shifting problems. First, check and adjust your clutch cable free play. Second, change your oil with proper motorcycle-specific oil. Third, inspect your shift linkage for play or damage. Fourth, test whether the problem happens when the bike is cold versus warm. Some issues only appear at certain temperatures, which can point to oil viscosity problems or thermal expansion issues. Fifth, pay attention to whether the problem is consistent or intermittent. Consistent problems suggest worn parts. Intermittent problems often point to technique or adjustment issues. If you've checked all the external stuff and you're still having problems, it might be time for internal inspection. But even then, you're not necessarily looking at a complete transmission rebuild. Often it's a single worn component like a shift fork, a bent shift shaft, or worn dogs on one specific gear. A competent mechanic can diagnose exactly what's wrong before you commit to expensive repairs. The bottom line is this: most shifting problems aren't mysterious transmission failures. They're maintenance issues, adjustment issues, or technique issues. Start with the simple stuff. Check your clutch adjustment, change your oil, inspect your shift linkage. Practice smooth, deliberate shifting technique. You'll fix 90% of shifting complaints without ever opening the engine cases. And for that remaining 10%, at least you'll know you've eliminated the easy stuff before moving to the expensive stuff.